If you're looking to move to the Windsor, Ontario area, this video is going to help you know where to live, okay? I do this video a lot. If you look through my channel. And the reason is because people keep asking for it, okay? It's the best places to live in 2023. Like, there's lots of good places in Windsor, let's be honest. But these are the three areas I kind of want to touch on because they're standing out to me as a good place to live in 2023. And also, I just haven't talked too much about them in the past, and I would like to because they're nice areas, okay? We're going to go over an area that's located by the best beaches in our area. We're going to go over a place that's probably going to see some of the biggest growth in terms of capital gains, the price of your place over the next couple years. And just another place that's a good spot to get a new build home, okay? All of that is on the way. My name is Ryan. I am a real estate appraiser. I'm also a real estate agent. I help people from YouTube buy houses in Windsor, sell houses in Windsor all the time. If you're looking to move your family down here or you're looking to invest, feel free to give me a call. That is my phone number on the screen. It's probably best to text it first, and then we can set up a call. So yeah, go ahead and reach out to me right there. Let's get into it. Okay, numero uno is East Riverside. These are in no particular order, by the way, but I really like East Riverside, okay? So here's the thing. What you see on your screen right now is the battery plant. They're going to make electric vehicle batteries at this plant once it's built, and they will employ 3,000 people, most of them from out of town that are going to be moving here. Now, you tell me, if you're moving to work at a place, where do you want to live? Somewhere close to that place, okay? So let's look on the map. Forest Glade is right here. It's like across the street from the plant. That's going to be a good option that will probably see some growth over the next little while, sure, but I've talked about that in other videos. A little bit nicer than Forest Glade and a really good area is right here. This is East Riverside. And let me tell you, East Riverside is a true gem in Windsor. Okay, so this is East Riverside right here. I wanted to actually come for a walk down the street so you get a feel for exactly what it's like in this area. What you're gonna find is a lot of what you see here behind me, which is actually the sun is this way. This will probably be a better view. Single detached homes. At the oldest, 20 years old. At the newest, they'll be built this year, and they're gonna range from like $750,000 to $1.1 million, right around there. And the other thing is semi-detached and townhomes. And again, same thing. They're going to be 20 years old up to brand new this year. And at the newest, they're going to be $750,000. This place is very quiet, very safe, very quiet. In fact, I am the only noise pollution right now. Listen. It's just me blabbing into a microphone. That's it. Beautiful area. There's obviously pride of ownership as you look back at these homes behind me. Like, people take care of their homes. Okay, so this here is one of the new build streets I was telling you about. These are the semi-detached and townhome homes that you can get right now. As you can see, they're not done. The street doesn't have sod laid down. There's no trees planted or anything yet. But these here are selling right now for roughly around the $700,000 mark, which is pretty good for a new build in Ontario. I don't know where you're getting really cheaper than that. They're gonna come with all the modern, updates. They're gonna have the ensuite washrooms. They're gonna have the tray ceilings. They look absolutely beautiful inside. And you can pick these up for around the $700,000 mark right now. Really roughly, that's close to the cheapest you're getting into East Riverside in general. Because remember, that last street I was on, those were starting around the $700,000 mark as well. The only difference is the 20-year-old townhomes, which I'll show you here on your screen, which are a little bit further east. They're going roughly $550,000 to $650,000. By the way, you're right by the WFCU Center, right there, where the Spitfires play hockey, and you're right by that big park I told you about before. So it really is a fantastic location. By the way, so this is Little River Corridor Park that I'm in right now, which is, I mentioned this earlier, massive park that stretches all the way down from the WFCU Center right here on your map, all the way up to the beaches at Riverside Drive. This is an absolutely huge park and it's phenomenal. There's biking paths like this one all the way through the park. There's off-trail little walking paths as well. They have a few kids' playgrounds as well in here, and then they just built this little bike obstacle course thing for kids that can get some air on it. You can go for a jog like that in the park, or just take your dog for a walk. This is in the backyard of East Riverside, which is a fantastic thing to have just nearby. I swear, when I was walking up here, I just saw an eagle fly by, or big hawk, I don't know what it was exactly, but it got really close. And it's crazy how nature just like returns if you take 2 steps out of the suburbs, you know what I mean? So it's a fantastic place to be and to have right nearby if you're living in East Riverside. Little River Corridor, right here on your map. Fantastic feature of living in East Riverside. Up next, we've got Kingsville. Kingsville is like this little town on the shores of Lake Erie with about 21,000 people living there. It's always been known as a fantastic place to live in Essex County. It's quaint, it's quiet, like I said, it's right by the water, and you know, it's got like a beautiful downtown as well, just full of little local shops and restaurants. Great spot. They also do a really good job with these summer festivals. Like, they shut down the streets in the summer. No cars can drive down there, and then you just have like vendors out. There's live music playing. It's a good time. Also, Sun Parlor Rodeo is a pretty big deal around Kingsville. Okay, so Kingsville is like a very country western town. Like, I've never met someone from Kingsville that didn't absolutely love country music. And so they have this big rodeo every year, kind of right in between Kingsville and Leamington. So it's kind of a big deal. Like, it's a legit rodeo. Like, they'll have bareback bronc riding. They'll have steer wrestling. They'll have that thing where they like lasso the calf as quickly as they can. All the main like crazy rodeo stuff. It's a really good time. The Sun Parlor Rodeo every summer, usually in August. Great time. Also, just downtown through the year, they have great food in Kingsville. Like, this place right here, this is called Jack's. It's like in this old historic home. They got some really good food. There's also the Grove Brewery right downtown, right here. They have amazing food and drinks. There's El Diablo if you like Mexican, and then there's like Oceranchinos, which is fine dining. That's where you take a date or go on your anniversary. And the great thing about Kingsville is you're always like a few minutes away from the beach. There's a number of small little beaches in Kingsville, and then like the big beach that like everyone goes to on a hot summer day is in Leamington, right here, Seacliff Park Beach. Yeah, this is like our biggest beach. It's really nice, a lot of sand right on the shores of Lake Erie, and that's like a 10-minute drive away from Kingsville. In terms of housing prices, they are a little bit less in Kingsville. Like, there's not no bidding wars, but as I'm recording this, there's certainly less bidding wars in Kingsville than you're going to find in the Windsor area. This semi-detached sold for under $500,000, and this home right here just sold for a little over $550,000. And then you have streets like this right here. So right by the water, all these streets are phenomenal, okay? And they do not come up very often, but when they do, like, these are beautiful tree-lined streets right by the water. And I say that, like, for most of them, there's no, like, little park that you can even get to the water, so that might not seem like it matters being near the water, but I don't know what it is about these homes. They're just beautiful. Over here, you have the Linden Beach area. Cottage Grove and Lawndale are the two, like, really nice streets in this area. Mostly 20-year-old ranches and raised ranches like this. This one sold for just under $700,000. You also have Golfview and Conservation, like, right behind it. Same idea, but they're a bit newer, 0 to 10 years old. Many of them are. Last and definitely not least, this area right here, when you come into town down Division and then off Road 2 right here, these are some great subdivisions right in here. Many of them are a bit newer. Like this one, for example, is 4 years old. It's a semi. It sold just under $700,000. This guy right here sold under $900,000. This one's about 10 years old. And this one right here is another one that sold for just under $900,000. It's bigger than it looks in this photo, trust me. It's in the same area as well. All right, last but not least, we get to Amosburg. Specifically, these streets right here, because these are almost all new builds right in here. The oldest home in this area is like 5 years old. Actually, there is one street where they're like 20 years old, but besides that, it's like 5 years old or newer. A lot of them are currently under construction. This is a new development, so they're all brand new homes with all the things that brand new homes come with. Ensuite washrooms, walk-in closets, granite countertops everywhere. They're really nice. Also, look on the map. Look where it's located. You're closer the thing about Amosburg is it feels like you're so far away. You're 30, 35 minutes from Windsor. If there's rush hour traffic, it's going to be longer. But I know this is only a little bit closer, but that kind of makes a big difference. Like you're starting, like look down here. If you live in this area of Amosburg compared to this area of Amosburg, like you're 10 minutes closer to Windsor. It's a nice spot and they're nice homes. Amosburg is another small town of about 20,000 people, and it is, again, it's on the water, this time not Lake Erie. It's actually the end of the Detroit River as it kind of opens up into Lake Erie. There isn't any like big beach access in this area, but they do have Navy Yard Park right here, which is historic. This actually used to be a Navy Yard during the War of 1812. It's a beautiful park. Like, going for a walk down through this park in the summer is fantastic. It's lined with trees and flowers and stuff like that. You'll see big boats out in the water, people on sea-doos, stuff like that. It's a really nice park, and they have a really nice downtown as well, just like Kingsville. So anywhere in this town is a good spot to live for the most part. But again, I want to talk about these homes up here. So this one right here, this is a raised ranch. It's about 2.5 years old, sold around the $750 mark recently. That's a great deal. Like a 2-year-old raised ranch in Windsor is going to cost you a lot more. Here's another one, never lived in, brand new, sold for $752. And you also get 2 stories like this one right here. This is currently for sale. It's around 3,000 square feet, and they're asking $1 million. Now, again, I know I said they're all new, but there are a few streets with some older ones built just after 2000. Like this one here, this is a good example of one. This sold a little over $650. That's a pretty good deal, although it was a little bit out of date inside. So like I said, there are lots of areas in Windsor that are a fantastic place to live in 2023 or whatever year. But I wanted to focus on these 3 because especially that first one is standing out to me as something where there's going to be good opportunity down the road. And with these new builds in Amosburg, like that's something that specifically 2023, that's now a really good place to live because those homes didn't exist before, okay? And Kingsville is always a great place to live. If you want more info on where not to live, check out my channel. I have lots of videos on that as well in Windsor and Essex County. As always, you can give me a call if you're looking to buy or invest or sell in the Windsor, Amosburg, Kingsville area. That's my phone number on the screen. Shoot me a text, give me a ring, whatever, and let's connect.